Good afternoon.
I'd like to greet you all in peace. Shalom, shalom. Is anybody there? I think I can see somebody out there. I don't hear anything though. Anybody there?
Shalom, shalom.
I can't hear you.
Shalom, shalom.
Okay, I hear you now. Well, it's great to see you all. And as my title suggests, I would like to talk to you about how to avoid lifestyle diseases. Does anyone know what a lifestyle disease is?
No.
Anybody know? No? Okay. Well, lifestyle diseases are things like cancer, diabetes, obesity, stroke. And what makes them lifestyle diseases? There are more, but what makes them lifestyle diseases are that they are things that come about because of the way we live our life. Okay, so if we are able to change how we live and the factors that contribute to how we live our life, then our life improves and we can avoid certain diseases. But what most people don't understand is that a lot of it is based on the food that we eat. Okay, so when we can have a better quality of food and actually increase the amount of vegetables in our diet, then we're more likely to avoid lifestyle diseases. But lifestyle also includes whether you exercise, whether you drink water, how many times you go to the bathroom a day. So there are other things that impact, how healthy you are on an everyday basis. Okay. But just to tell you a little about me, how I came into health. It's a long time ago. I was hit by a fire truck. And I know it sounds kind of amazing that anyone could survive such a thing, but I'm blessed to say that I did. Okay, and I stand before you today as a testimony of life, because many people are hit by lesser things and don't survive. Okay, so that really obviously changed my life. You can imagine. I was in intensive care for about 5 days. My lungs collapsed. I had to be resuscitated. So, I can say I've been through a lot of trauma in my life. So, being healthy and living became very, very important to me. So it opened up my eyes to how to live healthier. So on my path, I realized a lot of people around me were suffering and dying young from what seemed like things that would happen to people much later in life. I'd meet, I'd hear of a friend who had a heart attack at 32. I had a friend call me up and say, I need your help. A friend of mine, she has diabetes and they want to amputate her arm and she's only 27. Another person had blocked arteries and she was on blocked arteries. You know what that means to have blocked arteries? Her cholesterol is so high, her arteries are blocked and they want to do a bypass and she was only 25. These things we used to find out happening to people in their 60s and 70s, even 80s, and they were happening to people who were young, But what is youth anyway? Youth is a lot about how we feel. It's not really an age, a number, a chronological age. Correct? Because we are surrounded by a lot of young people because of how they live their life, okay? But when these things are affecting us at younger and younger ages, we have to look at what is in our lifestyle and consider things that have to be changed, because our people are dying way too young. Okay, so when we improve our diets, when we increase our plant-based foods, start to eliminate the eggs and the chicken and the fish. I know it's some things you don't want to hear right now because you love your nyama choma and things like that, but these are the areas that have to begin to change. You have to start to eliminate these things gradually out of your diets. Because I know that had I not started to change my diet after I had that accident, it was a while before I really understood health. But I knew I didn't feel right. I knew there was something missing, so I knew there was something I had to change. And so as I started to change my diet and I started to feel better, and I realized the key was in the diet. And as I progressed and ended up with a wellness center, and people will come to me to learn how to detox or to lose weight or lower their cholesterol, or learn how to eat, the testimonies would come back that, wow, look at me, they would say. My cholesterol's down, my sugar's down, and all I need is a six-pack now, you know? They would be testifying of the greatness of the changes that they made by moving from a meat-based diet to a plant-based diet, and how they felt more youthful, you know? So these things are doable. People can testify even in a short space of time, even in a matter of 3 weeks of adopting a plant-based diet, you can lower your cholesterol, you can lower your blood pressure. Just 3 weeks. And that's just plants. That's the power of plants cleansing your system. I'm looking for my moderator to check my time. Oh, I'm good? Okay, so, as I said, you know, there are many ways to avoid these things. And again, just the other day, we had a terrible news that one of our friends, one of our colleagues, again, died suddenly of a heart attack, you know, and another young man, you know, really someone again had gone too soon. And again, you know, if we don't start to understand and raise our consciousness to how to improve our diets, it's going to happen, you know, because we all know people who have these diseases, and they are avoidable if we know how to eat and we know what practices to implement to keep us healthy. You know, and we all have to help each other do it. We have to check, did you exercise? You know, are you reducing your salt intake? Are you doing the things that you know is going to help you, be healthier, you know? Have you reduced your eggs? Because people think eggs are so great, you know? But they're one of the highest sources of cholesterol. And you can only, this is probably going to be the last thing I say, you can only get cholesterol from eating meat. Did you know that? Anybody know that? Okay, that's my last statement. I greet you as I came. I leave you as I came in peace. Shalom, shalom.
Before she steps away, I just want to ask her a few questions. Because even though you've heard her speak, I just want to ask the question. If you have been diagnosed with nothing, and as far as you know everything is fine, what does a person need to do to make sure that they are fine?
Well, it's important to get regular checkups. Very important, but it's equally important to make sure you are drinking enough water every day, that you are exercising. You know, these are some of the key things that you can do, as well as increasing your plant-based food intake, your vegetable intake. These are some of the major things you can do. Make sure you're eliminating on a regular basis. Everyone's supposed to eliminate, you know, the long haul at least once a day, you know, and more. The more you go, it's more likely you're healthier too. Because a lot of cancers are even caused from a lack of elimination. So if you're going 2 and 3 days before you're eliminating, you know, something's wrong, and you need to increase your water intake, increase your plant-based intake, to increase your fiber, you know.
So now I do drink water every day, but what is increase your water intake? What does that really look like for it to make a difference?
To make a difference, you have to drink at least a minimum of 2 liters of water. Between 2 liters and 4 liters of water daily.
So if you look at that in terms of the 500-gram bottle, that's about
4 500-gram.
You got that?
400 mils bottles.
4 bottles of water a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, some of you may say it's going to make me go to the ladies' room more. Wonderful. Because it's just working in your body more. And I also noticed that we use the word dietitian a lot. We use the word nutritionist a lot. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the dietitian, they've had the clinical, they've studied and learned the clinical, how do I describe it? They've studied on a clinical level the composition of food. Okay. Whereas a nutritionist, they're more likely to show you exactly how to prepare the food, and they're very similar. There's really a fine line between them. But one is much more geared to working along with medication, okay, for sure. Whereas a nutritionist, they're going to use food well, in my understanding, that's what I do. I use natural foods, natural things to support your diet, so that you're increasing your nutrition through your foods. You know, not just using medication, not trying to address any imbalances or diseases just through using medication. You know, but looking at the nutritional aspects of improving your
those people who've actually been diagnosed with something. Okay, what would you recommend for them? They've been diagnosed and take their own medication. What would you recommend?
Really, you know, they need to book an appointment with me, really.
Now that's what exactly I wanted her to say. Now, because you are available for consulting.
Absolutely.
Do you have a number where people can reach you?
I do.
Can we give it to them now?
Sure. My number is,
Listen up,
your pens
everybody,
ready?
one moment. Get your pens out. Get your pens and pencil out. You take down this very important number.
0703 347 078. And that's where you can reach me on that number if you have any health issue that you'd like to deal with naturally. Then I'm at your service.
And even if you don't know that you need to deal with it naturally and you just want someone to talk to about your health issues, please call Dr. Takia.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. Your presence. Okay? As she's going to exit the stage, we're going to have another doctor to come forward. Her name is Dr. Caroline. And she's going to talk to you about chiropractic care. Chiropractic care. You know, it's an interesting thing about chiropractors, and after she comes to speak, I'll share with